He needed Michael here on Earth, but God needed him more. And I remember thinking, really? God needs people? God needs singers? God's up there going, oh, fuck, there's nothing on. There's never anything on. I'm tired of Sinatra and Elvis, Andy Williams. Get that Michael Jackson up here. I used to love that moonwalk thing he did. Get that motherfucker up here. He's going to entertain me. So, okay, so this brings me to the part of the show that's about religion. Now, I usually do not... I usually do not introduce topics, but believe it or not, even at this point, people walk out when I talk about this. You'd think it comes pre-advertised, but you know. But I'm just saying this in case you were thinking of walking out. I just want you to know two things. One, that until this point, it was a pretty good show. And you can't deny that. I'm not. I'm just saying this, if you walk out, you'll at least see in a half hour, you know, they could be like, well, all right. But also, I'm not going to talk about it forever, okay? Just a few minutes, indulge me. I don't have to gild the lily. I've made my points on this subject. I know Religulous played in Raleigh. There was a lot of... Thank you. Let me tell you something. There was a lot of Southern states where that movie did. I got a lot of messages from people that said I had to drive 300 miles to see this movie. And I used to always say, well, that's good practice for when you need an abortion, because that's probably the same 300 miles they're going to have to... So just let me answer a couple of the criticisms that were leveled at me for making this Insomnia, because I think they were bullshit. And the first one was... Oh, Bill, you're such a meanie. Why do you have to go after religion? It gives people comfort. It doesn't hurt anything. Okay, well, other than most wars, the Crusades, the Inquisition, 9/11, arranged marriages to minors, blowing up girls' schools, the suppression of women and homosexuals, fatwas, ethnic cleansing, honor rape, human sacrifice, burning witches, suicide bombings, condoning slavery, and the systematic fucking of children. There's a few little things that I have a problem with. So, okay, again, not a rally, and I see people in the front row like, fuck you, Bill Maher. When my wife dragged me to this show, I expected a little something different. A sweater vest in 2010. That, let me guess, Republican? But anyway. But I think I know the reason that the God who doesn't exist put me on Earth. I do. I think... It's to make that connection for people who say it doesn't do any harm. So let me give you some practical examples, okay? Number one, the Pope, who I love. I'm not knocking the Pope. He's a fantastic Catholic celebrity. He is. The Pope, this is true. The Pope has a Facebook page. That's true. I'm not making that up. The creepy thing is under relationship status, he put it's complicated. That's the creepy thing. But the Pope last year went to Africa for a reunion with Rommel. It's just a joke. Again, I'm not after... No, it's a joke. I'm not after the Pope. By the same token, when it's the Pope, I don't pause to make a joke, okay? He's just a man. He puts his dress on one leg at a time, like everybody else. He's not holier than us because he, wears a costume. I could buy a pointy hat. I just don't. Okay, But I'm not mad at the Pope for that. He wasn't a Nazi. But what I'm mad at him for is going to the continent most ravaged by AIDS and telling them they couldn't use condoms. So don't tell me religion doesn't do any actual harm. All right, not a rally. Thank you. Not a rally. But here's another example. Very practical, closer to home. Stem cell research. Now, as you know, for the last 8 years, we couldn't have stem cell research because President Larry the Cable Guy not funny, I know. Cock-blocked stem cell research because, you know, when he got into office, he asked a very important question. He said, "What is stem cell research?" And they sat him down and they explained when a daddy loves a mommy very much. But you know, what is a stem cell? It's a microscopic specklet of goo in a petri dish, or as the conservatives call it, a baby. Except it's not a baby. You know how I know this? Because you know what they do with it? They freeze it. They put it in the freezer. You can't do that with a baby. I mean, I don't know a lot about babies. I've never even touched a baby, but I know you can't put one in the freezer. You know how I know this? Because if Americans could do that, oh, they would. Oh, absolutely. There are yuppie couples who'd be like, geez, we're so busy this month. Fuck, and we've always wanted to see Italy, you know. Just put the baby in the freezer. When we get back from the trip, we'll thaw it out, you know. Okay, here's the last thing I'll say about this, and then I'll get off it. But in a recent poll, 61% of Americans agreed with the statement, religion solves all or most of my problems. Which is great, except for one little thing. It doesn't. Oh yeah, that's right, it doesn't. You can't pray away global warming. And that's the difference between religious people and sane people. It is. We fear different things. I fear climate change. They fear a demon in a red bodysuit with a pitchfork. I fear terrorists getting a nuclear bomb into the port of Long Beach. They fear not getting picked when their imaginary friend comes back for the rapture. You know, I was in the bathroom and the rapture came. Fuck, Here's a frightening statistic. 1 out of 4 Americans believes that Jesus will return to Earth in their lifetime. See, that's religion. Ego, masquerading as humility. Jesus is coming back. Of course he's going to want to meet me. Hi, Jesus. Bob Slemstein, big fan. Big fan. I know you're crazy busy with the rapture and everything, but could you sign? I don't want to be that guy, but... So, you know, people come to me all the time and they say, Bill, I'm with you. I saw your movie. We're right here. You know, I don't believe in that crazy biblical nonsense. Just the central story. Oh, you mean the stupidest part? I mean, come on. God had a son. I mean, time out right there. God had a son? He's powerful beyond all imagination? He exists in a realm above time and space, but he has kids? What is this, Bonanza? He has a son. God had a son. And he said to him, Jesus, I'm sending you down to Earth on a suicide mission. But don't worry, they can't kill you because you're really me. But it is going to hurt for a few days. I'm not going to lie about that, son. There's about 3 days you're going to hate me.